Hey guys, it's Tiff back again for another You Me Same 3, our very first You Me Same 3 in 2021. What's up? And this was my packet. So if you don't know, we do have an Etsy shop that is available where you can purchase a packet. It typically goes up the first Friday of the month, and then you have those packets to use for the next month. So if you purchase these in December, this is January's. If you purchase January's in the month of January, then that is for your February packet, so forth and so on. So we do have some people linked down below where you can actually go check out their Instagram or check out their YouTube to see how they use the products that we sent them. So like I said, I sent this month's packet, and it's the vintage receipt, the what was that, the feather, and a piece of lace. And y'all, I very seldom use lace, so that was a issue. Nah, it wasn't an issue. It was a challenge for Tiff. So challenge accepted. I was able to work with it. So I'm actually going to be using the journal that I created for Earth Died. This was kind of my prototype journal, and that is a class that I teach on how to create this fabric journal as well as how to eco-dye papers. And so with that being said, I counted and I have 12 spreads available to be able to do 12 pages for each You Me Same 3 collaboration page. Now, if you're new to You Me Same 3, what that means is the people who purchase the packets have the exact same 3 items that myself and Michelle, which her channel is Mickelnay, she will also be linked below. We've been doing this now for quite a few years, and we use the same 3 products, the same 3 items, and come up with totally different results, which is so much fun when that happens, right? I really love seeing what people create, and so we decided in 2021 to open up an Etsy so people will have the option if they would like to participate and do that. So we do have those people also linked below. So you can see that I went in with this vintage papers, some gesso, just really doing the things that I do, which is a mess making sesh here. Always feels good to do a little scribble. And I felt like the lace was just too perfect for my taste. So I'm taking that Lyra Graphite water soluble pencil and a wet paintbrush, and I'm just getting it a little bit grungy, kind of on one side, because like I say, I never come into a page with a plan, so I'm allowing the page to kind of speak and do what it does. And I obviously see a face glaring at me right now that I did not see in those drops. It's always amazing to me when I'm watching it back to do the voiceover that I see different things. Now, this is the one item that I kind of knew that I wanted to use in this way, and it's kind of like a bookmark type thing to mark the page. So my chickens give me so many feathers, and I'm always looking for interesting ways to be able to utilize it. So what I did was I took and actually tied a piece of DMC floss that was in a very neutral beige color to the feather. And now I'm going to take my needle and thread, and I'm actually going to stitch. And the benefit of this fabric journal is the fact that I can actually stitch directly into the fabric. You could also do this with a different type of journal or just attach it to the edge of the page if you wanted to. But this is giving me a way to be able to secure the feather and use it like a little bookmark if I wanted to. So it will move. It's not specific to this particular page. It will actually move about as I want it to. And so I originally thought that that little piece of teal fabric giblet that I had there would be good, and then I decided it wasn't really long enough and I wanted something else. So I'm just taking that piece of painty, inky goodness that was on my paint rag, and I'm using it. So now I'm just telling it to sit over there to the side and let me do what I do. And I had this y'all, tell me I'm not alone. I keep all of the little paper sacks and stuff that your food or beverages or whatever come in. And I had this one that I had just kind of like been, just a little tinker. You know how you just kind of, almost like a doodle, like if you're on the phone or you're doing something. And I had that brown paper bag and I had just drew this eye. And well, it caught my attention out of the corner of my eye, and I said, this could be cool. I'm going to paint this baby. I'm going to put this thing on this page because the neutrals with the color of the feather, I thought it just really went well with what this page had to say today. And the scribbles now, looking back, I totally see that mouth still sitting there, which is pretty cool. Didn't see it at the time, but hey, that's all right. And I'm going in here with some fabric scraps. Now, the fabric scraps, so you will notice that we're using fabric giblets 3 different ways in this thing. So we tied it around the feather. We're using it down here at the bottom to just add some textural interest and kind of allow your eye to go, what? Is that a piece of fabric? And I am just gluing it down, these two pieces, that mustard corduroy and that teal color. I'm just gluing it down with a glue stick. It may or may not fall off. Who really knows in the long run? But for this moment, it's going to get the job done. Now, if you want to make sure it's really good and secure, of course, I would suggest maybe using something a little bit stronger than the glue stick. But I am going to do this little impromptu kind of blob of a nose with zero definition, really. Just a little bit of interest that it allows the viewer to kind of think about, what am I actually seeing here? Is this a face? Is that yellow corduroy covering up potentially a mouth? Maybe. I think that you can kind of see many things in art. And so I'm going into this receipt paper, and I wanted to tear out that one because I thought that one was a pretty cool piece to keep. And so I was tinkering with the idea of actually using that one on that piece of cardboard, just some random cardboard that I had in the studio. If you're like me, you can't throw anything away. And so that's okay too. So again, I want to encourage you to go ahead and check the other people who linked and used the products as well. You'll find them in the description box. And while you're down there, I'd love for you to come hang out with me and follow me on Instagram. I typically post about every day. I try to at least. Sometimes I don't make it, but it's a beautiful community over there in Instagram, so I'd love to have you come along and check out what I do in my daily practice when it comes to my journal. So I'm taking that piece of cardboard and I'm taking the lace and I'm going in and out with some very pale teal DMC floss that I had on my desk here, and I'm using it so that I don't have to stitch all the way through the paper because I have a completed journal spread on the other side. So whenever you have a completed journal spread, you just have to get a little I guess a little creative when it comes to adding dimension with stitches and staples if you don't want it to go all the way through. So I thought, let's go ahead and stitch it together while it's loose, and then I can just glue the cardboard onto the paper. Well, I got this big old knot as I was going through, but I really think that I like it just fine the way it is. So I am going to go ahead, and that was me securing that third and final piece that I had, which was that piece of lace, and I kind of used half of a grunge. Now what I'm going to be doing to tack this down today is I was actually out of that extra heavy gel medium that I often use, so I'm actually using some Yes paste, and I believe her name is Crystal. I can't think of her last name, but she's a collage artist. She mixes Yes paste with I can't think of the other things that she mixed together, but I mixed it together in that little ice cream thing, and that's where I keep it. And so I found some words in my book, and it says a glance thrown in her direction because I thought it was fitting for the page today. So I am going to play around with where to place it and decide to finally put it over close to her eye to just bring a little pop and bring your attention back to the focal, which is this mystery lady here. So I really hope that you enjoyed watching me play around with tonight's and this month's 3 items. And again, if you would like to check out our Etsy shop, those new packets will be available, and that will be available the first Friday of February, and we will use those for March. So thanks so much for joining me, guys, and until next time, toodaloo!